Hello people, today I'm here to talk about recent news that was broadcast in Jamaica. But before I get into it, I want to make clear what this channel is about. Because this channel is dedicated to have intellectual reasoning with issues that's going on in Jamaica. And one of my aim is to avoid echoing the news, because you have TVJ for that, you have CVM, and you have a whole bunch of Jamaican vlogging channel that echoes the news. So I want to not be a part of that. But I do watch the news. I do watch the news to know what's going on. And if there's something in the news that I think is relevant to have a decent reasoning on, then I will take that subject at hand. But my aim is not to echo the news, because people living in Jamaica or anywhere around the world, if you want to hear the latest news in Jamaica, you can just tune in via the internet or your TV station. I want to say I appreciate the people that have subscribed to my channel, and if you're new to the channel, watch this video, check it out, and if you like what you hear or what you see, just hit that button and subscribe to the channel and become a part of the reasoning or listening. You can listen without partake, but I welcome your comments, positive or negative, at any time. Anyway, let me get into it. So, on the news I was watching recently, there was like a clash in the House of Parliament in Jamaica, Gordon House on Duke Street. It was between two ministers, one PNP, one JLP, Minister Vaz and Minister Campbell. Now, before I even get into sharing my opinion as to how I feel about the conflict or the clash that was broadcast, let me just say what I know and what is expected. When it comes to politics in democratic countries worldwide, there's always an opposition. Politics is the same like law, and I've studied law and I understood law. In a court of law, you always have an opposition. The defense attorney is there to defend, the prosecutor is there to prosecute. So it's the same when it comes to politics. At the moment, the Jamaica Labour Party is the reigning party, and the People's National Party has their seats in the House and have their say so in the government as well. So their whole job, the People's National Party's whole job, is to oversee what's going on with Jamaica Labour Party. Are they working in accordance with the law? And if not, their job is to be whistleblower. Their job is to say, hey, he's not doing this right, he's not doing that wrong, or he's doing that wrong. So here's the thing. When it comes to House of Parliament worldwide, they've always going to be verbal conflicts. There are always going to be verbal punches and verbal jabs. And because the thing is, we're the opposing team, we're not siding with you. It is in very rare cases that the opposing team sides with the reigning team, So I understand that in politics people will have agreement or disagreement. But there has been some shameful and disgraceful acts in Parliament where politicians are concerned over the years. Not only in Jamaica, I've seen it in Europe, I've seen it in other places, other continents of the world. There've been ugly exchange of words. But I don't really care about what goes on in other parliaments. This channel is about Jamaica and what goes on in Jamaica's parliament. The first time I personally saw what I considered a disgusting behavior in Parliament was, believe it or not, was by PJ Patterson. Many years ago, I was in Jamaica at the time, and PJ Patterson was in the House of Parliament, and he didn't like what someone on the JLP side was saying. And I remember him putting his feet either up on a chair or up on a table, and his words were, "Shut up, man, shut up, man, shut up," And I thought it was a very disgusting behavior for being a member of Parliament. I can't remember if he was Prime Minister at the time, but I remember that moment as if it was yesterday. And I didn't think it was a very professional behavior. Now, I thought PJ Patterson's behavior was the worst that I've ever seen, but PJ Patterson's behavior was nothing compared to this. I actually have the clip, so I'm going to play it now, and I'm going to let you guys be the judge of it, and then I'm going to make my comment. I even closed captioned it so you can see what was going on or what was being said in the video at the time. So check it out.
Oh no, the question don't finish. The question don't finish. The question don't finish. Where the Cornwall Regional Hospital is located,
Absolutely.
and as such may be conflicted by his strident calls for the closure or downsizing of the Cornwall Regional Hospital.
And a point of order. And a point of order. And a point of order. Rubbish, sit down and shut your mouth with the garbage. Rubbish, you're talking. Rubbish, you're talking. Rubbish, you're talking.
Anyway, to most people, that may seem like a normal behavior. But from my point of view, it is the worst and most disgusting behavior of leaders of a country that I've ever seen. I'm going to tell you why I find it disgusting. And I'm going to tell you, well, it's obvious why it's unprofessional. But here's the things. I hate hypocrites. You see, if you're going to ask your citizens to behave in a certain way, leaders of the country have to set example. You understand? Jamaican member of parliament can't behave in this disgusting and unprofessional manner, and at the same time they expect the citizens of the country to be contrary. I'm a father and a husband who run a household. I'm the head of a family, and I have a rule. And my rule is very simple. I do not ask things of my children that I myself cannot do or cannot display. Respect goes both ways, and it's the same when it comes to running a country. If you're going to be the lawmakers, the leaders, you also have to be the people who set example for the citizens of a society. And if this is how the leaders of a country behave when they have a conflict, I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand and I know Jamaica and Jamaicans. Jamaica is an aggressive society and we are aggressive people. But at the same time, aggressive Jamaicans are the ones that we tend to look down on. We used to apply ignorance and illiteracy to them. Mr. Campbell kept saying, rubbish you're talking, rubbish you talk. And I thought it was rude, but it wasn't over the top until he exaggerated a little on it and says, well, sit down and shut up your mouth. And I thought, oh, well, that went a little bit too far, you know. You can conflict and you can oppose what each other is saying, but personal disrespect had no real reason to be applied. But with them going back and forth, I personally believe that Mr. Voss was most insulting and most unprofessional of the two. I mean, he took it to the level of saying, meet me outside, take off your shirt and come. Are we dealing with members of parliament here, or are we dealing with some commoners in the hood? I mean, these are the people. You know, someone sent me a video, and it was that video that I was going to talk on. It was a video of a citizen that was battling with a police officer. And then after close scrutiny of the video, I realized that it wasn't Jamaica. I think it was St. Lucia or somewhere. But then my wife told me that there has been a similar incident in Jamaica and there's a video on it. But I says to her, I didn't want to get into that one because I could mention it in this video by saying the respect goes both ways. Police officers are law, and so the MPs are people who assist in making the law or changing the law. So the whole body of police officers and members of parliament are law. And we as a citizen, we have to respect the law. In the case of the guy being arrested and was refusing and fighting back with the police, I'm not with that. I do not support that. You understand? Police are made to arrest you, and they take you to the station. They have to have a grounds or a reason as to why they arrest you. So I don't believe that it is right for a citizen to be physically assaulting a police officer. You have to respect the law as you would like the law to respect your rights. Same goes for the Member of Parliament. Member of Parliament, are they that ignorant? We are living in a time when technology is at its peak. Everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got a social network account. It only takes minutes or seconds for these embarrassing and disgusting behavior to be online for the rest of the world to see. Jamaica needs to do better, because if this is how their politicians behave, there's no hope for Jamaica. And my belief, what I would like to see done in a situation like that, is both Member of Parliament, Mr. Vaz and Mr. Campbell, should pay some penalty, whether it's a financial penalty, a suspension, but some penalty should have to be imposed on them for that kind of disgusting behavior. I'm not saying every time opposition and the other party conflicts, someone is supposed to be penalized. We are here to argue. We are here to work out our points. We're here to get the country in order. But while doing so, you have to portray the utmost of decent leadership. You have to let the Jamaican people see the portrayal of the behavior that that the government would like to see the rest of Jamaica follow. If we are going to be threatening each other and tell each other to take off their shirt and meet us outside, if this is how we're going to talk to each other as honorable members, these are people who have honorable before their names. Some of them have doctors before their name. And these are the example makers, these are the lawmakers, and this is how they behave. To be honest, there's not much more that I can say on the issue. You know, I don't so much want my channel to become a gossip channel or echo in the news channel, but I want my channel to be a learning and a teaching platform. But I just had to mention this. This is disgusting. You know, in Jamaica, we need to do better. And one step in doing better where this particular situation is concerned, my suggestion is that these two members of parliament either be suspended for a short time or they pay some fees for their disgusting behavior. It's not a good look and it's not a good example for our country. I don't only listen to the news because I know that if news was supposed to broadcast only positive news, they won't get any views, they won't get any hits. So I understand that people go out, the news reporters go out their way to find out the goriest or the ugliest happenings in the Highland to broadcast it, because that's what people want to hear. But every so often I do watch the JIS magazine to see what the positivity and the growth and so on is going on in Jamaica. So I know that it's not all grim. But this here that took place in the House of Parliament, it was just ugly. You know, I'm going to play it one more time for you guys at the end of this. But until next time, peace.
Oh no, the question don't finish. The question don't finish. The question don't finish. Where the Cornwall Regional Hospital is located,
Absolutely.
and as such may be conflicted by his strident calls for the closure or downsizing of the Cornwall Regional Hospital.
And a point of order.